this whole off season plus now into our preseason practices on just fixing our craft and getting better. There's no standstill or contentment that we want to have, so we've just been working hard to get better and figure that out. The coaches have been great trying to find the holes in our system or just wherever we need to be more efficient, so we've been working hard at that. But I definitely think there's going to be adjustments and betterments coming into the 24 season.
And the two final things, as I wrap up this episode of Wheeler Takes, really just draws about the success of Coach Colleen and, even just a little bit of look at your non-conference schedule this year. First off, Coach Colleen is officially, second all time in MAC championships behind, Rob Buck. Coach Rob Buck coached the Bronco volleyball team in the 80s, and we won 7 championships under him. And, he's a really good coach. But in my eyes, I'm really recency biased here. Coach Colleen's the greatest coach to ever do it for us because, she's turned, University Arena into like a Death Star from Star Wars. It's where the opposing teams that come here, it's not easy to win. And that's one thing I wanted to ask. What were you guys' reaction in that game against Bowling Green? How it seemed like the crowd was like on the edge of the court, literally in the game with you.
I thought that's exactly what we needed at that moment. I remember one of our parents went over to the football team and was like, hey, you guys need to stand up. Like, what we needed was for, the crowd that showed up for us to have our back. And I thought that them being loud and people said that the bleachers were, shaking and they felt like they were going to break, that totally got into the other team's head. And that was the advantage that we earned from winning the regular season, was that we got to host it. So we had the opportunity to do that. And I thought that we took advantage of that and used our crowd very wisely. And I really appreciated, and I know we all did, appreciated everyone that showed up to that game because that was probably the most fun game I've ever played in.
Mm-hmm. That was an unbelievable experience, and Bronco Nation showed out for sure.
You guys deserve it because this just goes back to what I recalled earlier in this episode today. When I said, I think you guys are you guys got us started on that train last year for. It rubbed off, your success rubbed off on everything because we're one college, we're one nation, we're Bronco Nation. And, I'm always going to be thankful. I'm like, man, I'm always going to remember 2023 when volleyball just wasn't losing at all. And even 2024, because I'm predicting it now, 3 games, undefeated next year. And I know it's, to be humble. I am being humble as a fan, but when you bleed brown and gold here, we fight with all our might to win the game. And we're going to win more and more games in 2024. And especially with, Coach Colleen behind her, she's beginning her 20th season this year. And that's really impressive. Long, tenured year. She's had 8 20-win seasons in a row from 2005 to 2012. And we're one of the first MAC teams to go undefeated in MAC play since 2014.